Hey guys, Stu here, bringing you another DKC3 103% tutorial video. Today we're going to be looking at Tidal Trouble, which is one of the easier levels in World 1. This is, however, one of the first instances where we're going to intentionally take damage to not only set up the right Kong order, but also reduce lag during the course of the level. So when we get into the more in-depth analysis, I'll try to point out those spots to kind of tell you what's going on. But yeah, that's enough of me for now. Let's just let the level play itself. Now it's time to take a deeper dive into Tidal Trouble. We start with Dixie in front from the previous level, but we need Kitty to team throw, so we're going to mash select to start the level so we can swap right away. We're going to grab this barrel, run to the right, and tap jump once we collect the final banana in that group of bananas. And that should get the barrel over the coin guy. We're able to roll, collect the coin, roll, kill this Kremlin, and then water bounce this next platform up here. You'll notice I can end up all the way to the far left side of this platform if I hold down when I do these water bounces. That'll give me the short water bounce height. If I don't hold down, you'll notice I get these higher water bounces, and I end up way farther to the right, which means I have less room to roll here. So since I want the longer roll, because rolling is faster than not rolling, I want to do the small water bounces by holding down. And then I can go straight into a roll across that platform. Now, in my IL, you'll notice I jumped over this fish, and I do a water bounce off of this platform right here. And then I'm able to get to this top platform. Halfway through, I'll get a roll, and then before making contact with the green guy, I jump over him, and then I'll jump into this platform up here, and then hold down into the water, and I'll get a nice little boost of speed. So it is slightly faster, not by a lot, but it is slightly faster to jump into this platform up here and then hold down and left into the unguarded barrel. And you'll notice I have two Kongs at that point in my IL. And then when I turn into the fish, I'll take damage. But I wanted to note that there is another way that you can get to Dixie in front with one Kong. And that's when you get this roll off here, you can jump into that fish right there. Now, a few things that are important to note. One is that once you get the roll jump over this beat, you need to immediately do a min jump to make sure you make contact with this guy. If you wait too long, or if you hold jump too long, you'll actually go past this guy and not take damage, and that'll be bad if you're trying to use this setup. The other important thing to note is that you want to make sure not to hold B when you take damage off of this fish, because if you do, you'll get a high bounce or high damage boost off of him, and there's a warp barrel right above Dixie right now, and you'll end up in that warp barrel, which will not be good for you. So those are some of the caveats there. I did test out both of these methodologies, and when done optimally, both are about the same exact time. So try out both and pick the method that you like the best. I will say, like, this water bounce is a little bit tricky, and the deboost that I do as unguard is a little bit tricky. So if you try them out and don't like them, then you are by all means welcome to use this other method. But this one, like I said, does have the pitfalls of you can jump past the fish, or you can hold B and end up in the warp barrel. Or there's another one where you can get a little bit unlucky, because you can see this fish oscillates. You can end up having the fish at the bottom of its oscillation, and then you'll be too far in the water that you won't actually bounce out of the water, and that'll be a little bit awkward for you to try to get to this platform over here. Yeah, let's continue as if we're using my traditional method of having Kitty in front for this section. If you have Dixie in front already with just just by herself, then all you do here at this section is charge all the way into the bonus, that's the one nice thing. That's like the perk of taking the damage early. If you're doing it with my methodology, after you kill these set of fish, you'll notice that there's a plant that is just to the right of Ungard right now. Like the tip of his nose is touching the far left right leaf of the plant. When Ungard's eyes get to the right side of that right leaf, that's when I want to back turn. Well, it was hard to do it out of the pause, but like right when Ungard gets to about here, like right here, I want to tap left to back turn. And I don't want to hold left though. If you hold left, all your momentum will go back to left and you won't actually coast into this fish. But if you just like tap left at that point, you'll coast into this fish and you'll take damage. And you'll notice when you take damage as the fish, the damage animation is very, very quick compared to the Kong. So like that's the one bright side. That's why they kind of even out in time, is that this is a faster transition state. So you're able to use your momentum, coast into this fish, and then you're able to lunge into this bonus. So now we're going to look at the second bonus. And what you're going to do is you're going to charge across the bottom row, back turn to the left to cancel the charge, and then lunge up to the top left to collect those stars. And then once you collect those stars, you're going to turn back to the right. You're going to charge across the top row. I like to get everything on the top row except for the top right star. I'm going to try to cancel the charge and lunge back down to the left, like that. And then I'm able to do one lunge across the bottom, and then the final lunge up and to the right, and I should collect the bottom right star and the top right star at the same time, like that. So that's the way I like to do that bonus. If you're uncomfortable collecting the bottom right and top right star at the same time, you could do the charge across the top row all the way to the top right star, but I do feel like you're doing that's a little bit of extra distance that you don't need to be doing. So it is a little bit slower, but it's not too bad by any stretch of the imagination. Once you get out of the bonus, you're going to notice that the water is going to the left. So since we don't want to swim against the current, we're going to lunge up and to the right so that it pushes Dixie to the top of the water surface. And then we're going to jump fly out of the water, and then jump fly again. Roll jump across this, roll jump fly across that, jump fly to collect that bear coin. Roll jump fly over this B, should end up on the right side of this platform. Now these gaps are small enough that you should be able to roll jump without flying to reach them. By not flying, you will guarantee that you'll get a fast roll once you land. If you do end up like flying, like right there, I tried to get a roll off and I got kind of like a slow roll. So sometimes you can get slow rolled if you try to fly fly and then land into a roll. Sometimes though, if you fly and then land into a roll, you will get the fast roll. Kind of depends on where you start your fly and where you end your fly. Like if the game's going to give you credit for being at max speed when you land on the ground, essentially. But yeah, so if you can, try to just cross those gaps with roll jumps at the end. But if you can't, it's not a big deal. It's not a huge time loss if you get slow rolled there. Once you get in front of these bugs, you're going to do a max jump fly, and then you notice that this guy takes just a fraction of a second to get started to the left. You need to delay at the left side of this platform for just a hair, just so he has enough time to get out of your way, and you'll be able to jump over him, but under the booty bird. That part's a little bit tricky the first time or two that you try it, but with a little bit of practice, it won't take long before you get the hang of it for avoiding the booty bird and giving the guy enough time to get out of your way. You're going to do a roll jump fly across that water to get to this platform right here. Make sure you don't roll too deep off the other platform where the booty bird is. If you roll too deep, you'll drop vertically too far, and then your jump won't be high enough to get you to this platform. So that's the one thing to be careful of. And this bonus is one of the easiest bonuses in the game. All you have to do is, while you fade in, just hold Y and right, and you'll instantly start into a fly. And then you'll be able to bounce off all those bugs and get to the bonus coin with no problem. So now we're at the end of the level, and this is where having one Kong will really pay off. If we had Kitty with us, you'll notice that the level lags a lot, very noticeably, and it's a pretty significant time loss. Both in this level and in the next level, he'll also cause lag. And when you're on the overworld, moving from one location to the next, you're not able to do anything else until your second Kong catches up to you. So all these factor into a big time save by being solo Dixie here. I will say though that this end section is kind of difficult, and if you take damage, obviously since you're one Kong, you will die. So definitely recommend practicing this section a bunch, and if the first few times that you try this out in a run, you're not feeling confident, then keep both Kongs until you do feel confident enough that you can play it with one Kong. So we're going to start with a roll, jump, fly, and then right before the B, I'm going to drop out of the flight so I can go underneath the B. Oops. And you can already see there's a little bit of lag right there when I had two Kongs. So we're going to cancel out of the flight so that we can get under him, roll, jump, fly over that, and then jump, fly between these, this bee and fish combo. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to like max jump and then buffered fly and then just hold right, because if you do that, you'll be too high and you'll hit the bee. You'll notice actually that when I was doing it, I kind of let my height drop a little bit and then I flew, and then on top of that, I did a little bit of a minor adjustment as I went by very quickly releasing and repressing right to make sure I was at the right height. Like right there, I released and repressed like 2 or 3 times to make sure I was at the right height to get through those guys. Once you get past them, you're gonna jump out of the water and roll, jump, fly to here, and then you should be able to jump over that guy and roll into the flag. And this again is another section. If you did have two Kongs, you would notice just how laggy it is to roll across this section and grab this flag. And just to note about the overworld movement, you'll notice that as soon as I touch these flag poles, I'm able to move right away with Dixie or enter the level with my Kong. I wanted to showcase what it looks like when you have two Kongs really quick so you can see the difference. So if I have two Kongs here, notice that I'm holding left and there's a slight delay before I'm actually able to move because my Kitty has to catch up to me. So it's just a hair faster. I think when I was timing it, it's like 0.05 seconds every time I have to make an overworld movement with two Kongs as opposed to one Kong. So not a big deal, but these are the kind of minor things that you're looking to optimize when you want to get to the high level of DKC3. Yeah, that's Tidal Trouble, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a lot. Let me know.